Now is the time for implementation. And it is for this reason that as we went throughout the country, our people were saying, talking time is over. We now want action. We need to ensure that public money stolen is returned and used to deliver services and much needed basic infrastructure. We expect that the new SIU Special Tribunal will start work within the next few months to fast-track civil claims arising from SIU investigations, which are currently estimated to be around 14.7 billion rand. The fact that the unemployment rate among young people is more than 50% is essentially a national crisis. It is therefore essential that we proceed without delay to implement a comprehensive plan driven and coordinated from the Presidency to create no fewer than 2 million new jobs for young people within the next decade. The National Wage Commission is expected to conclude research on the impact of the minimum wage on employment, on poverty, inequality and wage differentials by the end of September this year. The national minimum wage has been in place now for 6 months, and there are early indications that there are many companies who are now complying. The utilities' financial position remains a matter of great concern, though. We will therefore have to address this matter, and we will address it by tabling a special appropriation bill on an urgent basis to allocate significant portion of the 230 billion fiscal support that Eskom will require over the next 10 years in early years. Our Constitution mandates the South African Reserve Bank to protect the value of our currency in the interests of balanced and sustainable growth. Today, we reaffirm this constitutional mandate, which the Reserve Bank must pursue independently, without fear, favor, or prejudice. Of the 300 billion rand of investments announced at our inaugural investment conference last year, just over 250 billion worth of projects have entered implementation phase. The private sector has committed to invest 840 billion rand in 43 projects over 19 sectors, creating what they have arrived at as 155,000 jobs in the next 5 years. We have received the report of the Presidential Advisory Panel on Land Reform that was being led by the Deputy President, which will now be presented to Cabinet for consideration. The South Africa we want is a country where all people are safe and feel safe. Let us therefore work together to ensure that violent crime is at least half by the next decade. Following intensive consultations and engagements, we are working towards the establishment of a gender-based violence and femicide council and a national strategic plan that will guide all of us wherever we are in our efforts to eradicate this national scourge. This is the South Africa that our people yearn for. This is the South Africa that all South Africans have said they want to see. Let us go on and build this South Africa. Thank you very much.